Obviously, Luka's doing what he's doing, putting up crazy numbers.
Obviously, we all know he has a very, very bright future, and the Mavs got a special one.
After becoming the EuroLeague's youngest MVP winner ever at age 19, Luka decided to take his talents to the NBA. Ever since he started playing in the NBA, people have been talking about his talents non-stop. No one seems to be able to stop the Luka Doncic train. Fans have already labeled him the next face of the league. NBA legends and Hall of Famers have been very high on him, but also his peers. So how good do you think Luka Doncic is? Let's see if your thoughts correlate with some of the comments we've gotten from the NBA's biggest stars. Stay through the entire video, because you won't believe what these stars had to say about him. Stephen Curry is one of the few players whose gravity on the court measure with the one of Luka. Steph has been changing the way the game is played for 8 years now. Before playing Luka's Mavs in the 2021 playoffs, Steph was asked about his thoughts on facing the young phenom. Dallas has been on a run, but obviously Luka's been doing what he's doing, putting up crazy numbers. The way he finished the series against the Suns is pretty special. Luka showcased a lot of qualities similar to those of Curry, like his intense scoring ability and willingness to get other guys involved. And Steph has actually pointed that out himself. Not directly, but by showing admiration for Luka's game. He's always under control, tough to defend. He's just very polished, and he's shown that since his rookie year, and he's gotten better, and who knows how high the ceiling is for him. A player less similar to Luka in terms of playstyle, but definitely as unstoppable as him, is Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Greek freak had some high words for Luka. He's really talented, one of the most talented guys I've ever played against. He can find his teammates and create his own shots. He's a high IQ player. It's going to be a tight race for the future face of the NBA, that's for sure, but we're all gathered to watch it. Recently, LeBron James was on the 4th episode of the 5th season of Interrupted the Shop, and he talked a little bit about Luka. His size, he's gigantic. A 6'8" point guard, he's 225 pounds. He has the ball on a string, and more importantly, his vision. That's why I love him, LeBron said on what makes Luka so special. He then added that Luka is his favorite player in the league, adding even more to the praise he has for him. To become your favorite player's favorite player, it's fair to say that's a dream come true. Another one of Luka's favorite players, Kevin Durant, despite being on the sidelines for the entire 2019-20 season, KD experienced Luka's magic firsthand from the sidelines, which led him to saying that he likes him a lot, but nothing much ever since then. Last season, when the Mavs stopped the Nets' winning streak, Durant made some comments on Luka and his game. He's polished, he's skilled. You can tell he played professional basketball already, and they, the Mavs, have a great guy in him for the future. You don't see guys at that age learn the pick and roll, manipulate the game the way he does. He could control the full game, and at that age, that's rare. So I'm expecting huge things from him going forward, and a superstar career going forward. Many times, people around the league have compared young Luka's game to that of James Harden. The lethal step back, on-the-money passing, and making the game be played at their own pace are just some of the similarities between the two stars' games. The Beard seems to agree with these comparisons. As he said in an interview after playing Doncic's Mavs in the regular season, there's some similarities. He never lets anyone speed him up, and he gets what he wants. That's rare for a guy at that age. And to be able to dictate the game and control the game like he does, we all know he has a very, very bright future. The Mavs got a special one. One player that's forever going to be linked with Luka Doncic is Trae Young. The 2018 draft is considered to be one of the most talented classes in recent memory, and Luka and Trae were the headlines of it. What links the two even more than the rest of the class is the fact that they were both traded for each other, and it's safe to say that the comparisons haven't stopped ever since. Trae has kept it a buck, saying that he never expected the comparisons to be as prevalent as they've become. I hate comparisons. I know it's a part of everybody's nature, and that's what we're going to do as basketball fans, but I don't like getting into it a lot. I feel like we have similar types of games. If I was 6'8", I'd be just like Luka. Our games, pick and roll, being able to find people to get the lob, get to floaters, or shoot. Our games are very similar in a way, but he's just 6'7", 6'8". The two have been competing with each other a lot, despite being in different conferences. He's different. Hopefully we can compete at the highest level for a long time. So far, the numbers seem to favor Luka, but Trae is no slouch himself, making this a great storyline for the NBA to have. Another generational talent, who unfortunately hasn't been so healthy, is Zion Williamson. Despite being a polar opposite to Luka in terms of playstyle, Zion really appreciates Luka. I think Luka's a great player. He's never trying things that I guess he can't do. He's always getting to his spots, creating for his teammates, and it shows. He's just a great player. You've got to respect that. Let's hope Williamson stays healthy so we can get more of these youngsters dueling against each other. Draymond Green has been a nightmare for opposing teams' offenses. As a student of the game, Draymond always knows what your team is running, what your hotspots are, and what you're capable of. As a defender, your only goal is to make a guy do something that he doesn't want to do. If you can do that on the defensive end, you're going to be successful. With Luka, you kind of can't make him do what you want him to do. You can't speed him up. He goes at his own pace. He made a statement last year that it was easier for him to score in the NBA than in Europe, and everybody went crazy. Like how disrespectful he is. But he's shown that to be true. It seems it's going to take a little more homework for Draymond to figure out Luka. After a stellar Game 6 where he tied his playoff career high with 45 points, and being the primary defender on Luka, Kawhi Leonard seemed to have a great evening against the Mavs. In typical Kawhi fashion, short and with a stoic look, he gave a few comments on Luka Doncic. He's a great player. He battled every minute he was out there on the court. Didn't back down. He led his team in every way he could, and he did a hell of a job out there. He still played a pretty good game, Leonard said of Doncic. He had 29 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, but he's a very dominant player, very skilled, plays at his own pace. All I could do was stay in front of him as much as possible, contest his shots, and try not to let him go to the line. He's good at getting to the free throw line as well. Kawhi's partner in crime, Paul George, continued to pay the respect to Doncic. They pushed us. They definitely got us war ready. It was a great team we played. Unbelievable superstar in Luka. You know, they pushed us, they played really well, they challenged us for real. PG then added, he's doing it, but he doesn't know he's doing it, if you get what I'm saying. He's still a baby. He's got so much that he's going to grow, it's going to be scary. It's going to be scary when he fully figures it out, and he starts to really hit his prime. He is the future. Safe to say that the NBA players are aware of what they're up against. Luka has been on a tear, and the people have been keeping notes. In the next few years, he should really make the improvements needed to become completely unstoppable and becoming an NBA legend. Once that level's unlocked, the sky's the limit for the young Slovenian phenom.